Okay, I'm gonna cut this down probably. I don't know what I'll do with it. But that is the little imp that's gonna get stuck in a devil's trap. But he also will be able to sit on a shoulder. Um, I took part of a mixing cup to make my form, and I melted monster clay, poured it there, and stuck him to the top so he's stuck in place. So he's not gonna float away or anything. Hot glue along the bottom, mixing silicone. This is a air blower thingy instead of a can compressed air. I have this. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with it. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna put a new pair of gloves on because I just took gloves off. Sometimes I don't like to edit and get rid of the dull points because my witty banter. I'm gonna grab that over there and stir it up. I think I can slide this forward. Get rid of this heat gun, glue gun, I should say. Let's just grab that, put it over here, and stir. This is a little fast cure, so technically I'll be able to do a casting. Right now it's 11ish my time while I'm recording this. So theoretically 3 or 4 o'clock I'll be able to demold this and do a casting. I'm not going to bother using my vacuum chamber to get rid of all the air out of this because I'm not going to be doing any castings. That we'll get into the opposite of the vacuum chamber, pressure tank. So I don't need that. If I was going to do this inside of a pressure tank, I would remove all the air from this because the air bubbles, if you get a big air bubble in your silicone and then you do it in a pressure tank, it's going to deform. It's going to deform your silicone. That air bubble is going to get like shrunk inside the pressure tank. It's going to make the silicone around it shrink, so it's going to make your model look wonky. And I'm not doing anything with this model that is going to want me to, or where I'm going to want to put this in a pressure tank to get rid of bubbles out of silicone or out of resin. If I was doing like eyeballs and things like that, where I really need to make sure my resin pour doesn't have any air bubbles, then I would do that. I should have done this while I was mixing. This is just a spray-on mold release. I'm using, this is from Smooth On, Ease Release 200. I have a brush-on one that I also use, but. So, I should have done that while I was doing this, so that would dry a little bit more, but. Let's see here. This is pretty mixed up. Just scraping all the white. Part A is the white. Just scraping it all off the walls and getting it into this. Now, if I was doing a brush-on mold, I would add a couple drops of thickener. I have thickener too, but if I was doing a larger mold, it was going to be brush-on with a shell. Now is the time where I would add that. So, all right, we're going to just drizzle on silicone, or I'm not going to just dump this on. I'm going to drizzle it on, and then I'm going to use my air gun, and we're going to blow the silicone around to make sure it gets into nooks and crannies. This is somebody else's technique that I kind of adopt when I do certain things. I thought I would do it here just to show it being done. So that. I got the narrow adapter on there. See, I probably don't have any ooh. So kind of blow it around and it makes the makes the silicone get into nooks and crannies. Not sure if you can see it. Here, maybe I'll go on. Just kind of pushes it around. So it's going to get in all my toenails a little bit better. My fingers, the eye socket. I'm going to do it again. Now, he's got nostrils. It's probably not going to get into the nostrils very well for me, but with the air assist, but we'll see. I might take my finger. I will take my finger and do like a little thing around the nose here. Try and make sure the silicone is getting up in there. The air thing also kind of helps get rid of surface bubbles. But I might do it one more time up here after I'm going to just do a pour now. Start filling it up a little bit. Do a slower pour in one spot so it folds around the model. Cut it off there. I'm hoping I mixed up enough silicone. This is the other mold I'm going to probably try and do today. At least get the mold box made and do a part A. Theoretically, I should be able to do part B if I do that after lunch. Be able to do part B midday. Then I'll be able to do some castings tomorrow for that. That's the new dragon for this year. Should have kind of already had it going, but let's see if I have enough of this. Oh, you know what? I got some filler I can throw in here somewhere. I think I do. I think I have filler somewhere. Maybe I threw out my filler. Bummer. I think I did. Oh, no, I got some filler here. So, and I have leftover silicone. I have a couple of little molds that I use for keys when I do brush on molds. And I also will use those for just pouring in, and then I can go back and I can just toss these into a mold and not waste silicone. When you do keys, you don't generally want to use a key that's been sitting around because that's not going to bond as well. So you want to do your keys same time you're doing your pour. You probably want to do it at the time you're doing your first pour. And then by the time you're ready to do your second pour, or third pour, or a third brush on, because keys are used for brush on mold. But anyway, the key's going to bond better if it's being done the exact same time you're doing the rest of it. And then you can, all right, so I am going to kind of poke my finger into the eye sockets and make sure the eye socket is totally getting filled in case there's a little bit of an undercut. That should be good. And it does look like I have enough. I might not need to use the filler, but again, I wanted to be better safe than sorry. Because we're just now starting to cover the tip of the horn. So there it goes. So oh yeah. All right. Looks like I had just enough. Might have a tiny bit of waste. I think I'm going to do what I told you I do. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to throw it in one of my, what am I? This is not the one I want. Maybe I'll just use it anyhow. These are ice cube molds that I just use to make keys. And this is the smaller one. I don't know where the bigger one is right now, but I can use smaller keys too on some smaller models. That's why I have the small one. And this will still also let me repurpose, and I can dump these into another mold. Maybe even when I do the dragon later today. I'm just spreading it out so it'll level itself out and fill in the holes. Plop that back in there. Take these. Run it across the surface. Riveting content for you. Yep. All right. We're just going to call it. Actually, I'll just wipe it along here. Wherever it collects, I'll be able to just pull a piece out probably and cut it. That's what I used to do also. If I had leftover silicone, I would just cut chunks. Hey, what do I have in here? I don't know what that is. I got a floater. All right, that's it. Go give my Ko-Fi check out if you'd like. If you'd like to help me with future projects, future builds, all my experiments. What do some people say? Buy me a coffee? I don't drink coffee. Buy me a tea? Maybe. Hot cocoa? Tasty. All right, I'm going to go. Bye. All right. Here we go. We're back. We're back. Let me move my air thingy, and let me move this thingy. Showed you when last we met, our brave adventurers. This is what I did with my leftover silicone, so I can kind of reuse this stuff in other molds. These were all there already, so that's why they didn't pop out. Because the new silicone did not bond to this. Let's see. Come on. I thought this would be quick. It wasn't. Come on. Last one. Don't be a pain in the butt. Come on. There we go. Oh, and others fell back in. All right. Well, this is what I do to reuse, recycle, repurpose, and save. So it's been, since I did the last part, it's actually been about 4, maybe 5 hours. This stuff is cured in about 6. I mean, 3. Good Lord. I could just use my little spray bottle. Where's my spray bottle? This has got a water alcohol mix in it. And if you spray that around hot glue, it helps break the bond. I was thinking that maybe I wouldn't have to cut this out, because it's wider down here than it is on the top. Here's the bottom of our little devil. But I think it's going to be really, the silicone's going to be stuck to the container. But this is me wanting to recycle and reuse and not wanting to waste this. So if I have another model somewhere in the future Steve has something he can use. He doesn't have to waste this already destroyed piece of silicone. Now I have seen a trick. I don't have an air compressor, so I don't know if this thing's going to be strong enough to do it. Let's see. It wasn't. I've seen people use air compressor hose, blow hose, whatever. They'll stick it in the edge of the mold and it blasts the thingy of air, and it works amazing to pop molds apart. I'm really going to reuse this now since I went through all that trouble. Sometimes. All right, so this wad of clay I kind of placed on the bottom of the model. And since this is monster clay, this model is pretty much going to be destroyed. So if I screwed up the mold at all, I'm going to have to kind of redo it. And this model is also not just going to rip right out of here. I have to do a cut. I mean, I guess I could technically rip it out because it's monster clay, but trying to figure out which way is the front. I think this is the front because I want to cut my line on the back. But with the way I have the model done, all right, here's the tail. So this is the back. This side's the back. I did make this model knowing I wanted to do a one-part mold. So if this was a master model that was made out of polymer clay and whatnot, I could probably just lift it out. Well, if I was careful. But for this, is why I also keep my first casting. So down there is the head. What I have to do to get it out is, I just stepped on, do a little cut line. And then that cut line will have to get sanded. Have I been recording? Yeah, good. I usually do the cut lines on the back of things, obviously. I don't think I'm going to have to do a full cut. I think I'm going to be able to just slice here. And I'm kind of going next to the spine that I made. So that when I have to, I might have to do a cut all the way this way. I was thinking that I could just, yeah, I'm just gonna commit. I was thinking I could just cut a little bit around the neck and have it pop out, but that's not working. And I'm trying to be careful with this razor knife. It's very sharp. So we'll have a little bit of a line on the tail that'll get cleaned, and a little line going down the back that'll get cleaned. Now I'll just cut the mold down the back. This will let the head, normally I would do a zigzag here also, Maybe we'll do a zig here. Do a zig here. And zag. It helps the silicone grab itself again. Get rid of these shoes. I think I might have material to where I can do a casting with this little guy tonight. We'll see. All right. And we're going to go back down. There's our head. And put the pointy away. Let's see if we can pop this guy out now. There we go. That was kind of a pain in the butt, but it'll come out much easier when it's a solid piece of resin. Basically what I'll do now, clean the mold a little bit, but when I cast it, I'll put a couple of rubber bands around it to keep our seam closed, and that'll be it. Should be good to go. We'll try and do this later. Okay, that's it. How much of your time did I waste? 15 minutes. It wasn't a waste. You guys totally learned something. I'm going to go now. Okie dokie. So we did our mold. We took our original model out of mold. Now we have first casting. I used Smooth Cast 326, which is a clear amber resin, and then I used some So Strong red pigment. I should have used more pigment because you can still see through it, but we'll see what this looks like when we actually take it out. The horns need to get painted. The little loin cloth I have on the little bugger needs to get painted, and so on and so forth. So here we go. Let's see what happens when we try to take it out. And it needs to get cleaned up a little too. This little piece of corrugated, plastic corrugated, just keeps sliding everywhere. So let's take that off the table. All right, let's go back here again. All right, let's try it again. Ooh. Oh, it's a little dark. But it'll work. So what I do now is clean all the edges, paint his horns, I got a little air bubble in his chin. I did get an air bubble in his nose. Now this could be that I got an air bubble in the nose, or like I said earlier in the video, since I'm gonna tack these all together into one annoyingly long video, it could be that there's an air bubble in the nostril. So, but the ear's filled in good. There's our little mold line. The little loincloth will get painted white. So, turned out pretty good. Guess I could have done this, stood behind and checked out what the camera was actually showing. So there we go. Little devil. Next up, clean edges. I'll paint it, and I gotta make eyeballs to go inside of here. So there we go. On to the next step. And first casting is complete. A little devil in a devil trap. So I kind of, the dark red, it's clear. I did a white and a little bit of yellow on the loincloth. And then I put a burnt umber wash over it. I took red, I don't know what shade of red, but red, and kind of dry brushed it over various spots on the body. I decided to give him pink nails. I might go back over the pink with a wash. I probably will, but that made me giggle. He's got his eyes in, his little devil eyes, little yellow devil eyes. And the horns are painted in a bone color, which is white, yellow, and a little bit of burnt umber mixed in. And then I got a wash over top of that also. So there you go. And then this is his devil trap. I painted the symbols red. I don't know why. Maybe I'll do yellow in the next one. So that's it. Little devil in a devil trap. And a little devil on the ground wanting pets. Gonna go. Bye-bye.